Of the many UFO-related events that continue to plague planet Earth, none is more perplexing to experts than the escalating reports of USOs, unidentified submerged objects.
USO sightings continue all around the world to this very day. They continue to come out of the water, and they continue to be seen by witnesses around the world.
Since our last USO report, extraordinary new facts, stories, and details have come to light about this most elusive class of UFO.
It was the summer 2000. My ship was visiting Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, when I saw 3 strange big white lights in the water.
Witness for the first time new evidence of USO-related anomalies on the surface of our oceans and waters.
USOs can manifest crop circles on water.
And find out why one of America's first nuclear-armed aircraft carriers, the USS Franklin Delano Roosevelt, continued to be a magnet for reported UFO and USO events for over 30 years.
I was on a USS Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1958, and I seen a UFO when we were out at sea.
From brand new reports of deep-sea UFOs to stories that go back over 100 years, many experts continue to wonder, are we the first inhabitants of our planet, or are they? In early 2006, after viewing the History Channel's broadcast of deep-sea UFOs, 36-year-old U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer Charles Howard was just one person to contact the network with stories and accounts of unusual, frightening, and terrifying unidentified objects in our waters. Petty Officer Howard, a 17-year veteran of the Navy, tells his story of a possible USO encounter for the first time.
The History Channel was broadcasting a show about UFOs and USOs. I never heard of USOs. I thought that was very interesting because I hadn't experienced. I never shared it with anybody, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
In the summer of 2000, Howard's ship, the USS Thorn, was docked off Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, after routine maneuvers.
It was kind of late, 10 o'clock, so it was coming back to the ship. I'm walking down the pier. I was pretty tired, so I wanted to get back before everybody, so I could get back and get some sleep. And the pier was pretty long. I was about 30 paces ahead of everybody. I saw like this glowing white light out of the corner of my eye. I was walking, I kind of looked to the side, and it was glowing under the water.
The glowing USO initially appears about 30 yards from the pier. Howard estimates the object at almost 10 feet across. As it approaches, Howard comments he couldn't tell if the object was man-made.
At first it kind of like popped up out of nowhere, like a soft white glow. As I'm looking at it, it gets brighter and brighter, and then that's when the other 2 lights popped up behind it. Almost formed like a triangle. It was a light here, and a light here. At first I really wasn't afraid because it was just one soft light. It just was kind of weird to me. But then when the other 2 lights popped up behind it and they started moving, that's when I got kind of afraid. I was like, hey guys, come look at this, look at this.
The other seamen respond to Howard's calls, but arrive too late. The USO has disappeared under the water. He has never seen anything like it before or since, and hopes to never see another.
I've been out to sea for almost 17 years now. I've never seen anything like this. It was weird.
Similar sightings continue to surface from the areas adjacent to Santa Catalina Channel off the coast of Los Angeles.
Tomorrow, off a dive ship, we're going to go out with divers to find trace evidence of that 1992 USO sighting right here in Santa Monica Bay.
June 14th, 1992, 10:24 p.m. Multiple witnesses reported seeing over 200 bright, disc-shaped objects silently exiting the water and hovering for a moment before bursting into space. Reports of this incident were phoned into local police departments as far away as Malibu.
Boston Sheriff Station. Did anyone report anything strange tonight? Maybe other than one specific strange light. Right? Yes. What exactly happened to you? I'm ashamed to tell you because I think you're going to think I'm crazy. We saw what we thought was a bright light up in the sky. Okay. We could hear. It wasn't a helicopter. I'm telling you, I have never been more frightened in my life.
On March 9th, 2006, Patrick Uskert, Kevin Brune, and Julius Willis invited the History Channel along on a research expedition to seek evidence of USOs in the Santa Catalina Channel. Where, coincidentally, at 9:37 p.m. the night before, witnesses reported seeing several disc-shaped silver USOs diving into and out of the channel. Uskert, Brune, and Willis were joined on this 11-hour quest by UFO researcher and veteran sailor Captain William Burns, and by Preston Dennett, who first reported on this large-scale 1992 USO event in these waters off of Los Angeles in our previous broadcast.
So we're all set today, right? You got the Geiger counter?
I got all the scientific equipment.
You have
ready
all
to
the
go.
vials and everything we need?
Yep,
You got the
collection.
tanks?
I got the tanks.
You got
I
the
got the
underwater
camera.
camera?
Yeah.
Infrared?
Housing. Infrared we have. Yeah.
We're all set.
Great.
Okay, let's go.
Their plan is to dive in two areas of the channel. Divers Uskert and Brune will collect samples, and Brune, a PhD and research scientist, will conduct preliminary testing on the ship and further testing later in his lab.
Our mission was go down, collect samples, and basically look for any evidence of underwater UFOs.
In this largely unexplored area, called the Redondo Trench, detection of USOs has been hampered by its incredible depth, in some places reaching almost 1 mile. Sonar on most ships is incapable of tracking anything this deep.
Good morning, folks. Welcome aboard the Pacific Star. I guess we're going to go out to the trench this morning. Trench drops off fast, probably a 60-degree angle. Drops down to, well, my meter goes to 1,400 feet, and I can't find the bottom. We don't want to go too deep because we don't know what's there. Jump, Joe!
The ship leaves Redondo Beach, California at 8:37 a.m. It heads due west into the murky waters of the Pacific. The team faces a strong breeze and heavier than normal chop.
The only thing that could possibly be worse is if that wind were to pick up. So as we get these ground swells rolling through like this, they will stir up the bottom 70, 80 foot down. Have to bump into them down there in order to find anything.
At 9:22 a.m., the team catches their first glimpse of something unusual.
Look at that! Holy cow!
A strange anomaly is witnessed on the surface of the water.
Guys, I'm serious. Look at that.
The round impression, approximately 15 feet across, vibrates constantly as it is seen to disappear as quickly as it came.
Sounds crazy, but there have been a lot of UFO crashes, 40 or 50 at least. So it's entirely possible that there is some type of material down there. There's plenty of places for USOs to hide.
That's the trench.
The captain orders the anchor down about 2 nautical miles downrange.
We're looking for a couple of things. Are there any patterns on the bottom of the water, any trace evidence that remains from the soil? Is there any radioactivity down there?